All right, my Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Aries. Messages for May 2020. Okay, so based off of your tarot cards, I'm sensing there's a lot of things coming full circle. A lot of different major shifts are happening or going to be happening in the near future for some of you. And it's essentially, I'm saying it's an end of a cycle. I think for a lot of you, whatever it may be, because with this Wheel of Fortune, I'm sensing that something is coming to an end. That whatever it is in the end, you know, whatever it was that was going on, that you have found some peace or you've achieved whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, and you're finishing up this cycle. And with the Fool, I'm sensing that there is a time, you're starting a new era, you're starting a new cycle, you're starting a new phase in your life. And that maybe for some of you, the shift is maybe a little bit harder than you think, or it's very major, or you're not sure, maybe you're ready for it. Let's see if we can get some clarification. Some clarification. Okay, so perhaps for some of you, move beyond ancestral patterns. Maybe some of you were breaking some of that ancestral karma, or any sort of like, yeah, it's that ancestral karma. That can come into so many different forms. It could be addiction. It could just be certain patterns, certain mindsets. Maybe many people in your family were told, oh, this is stupid, like no one can succeed in this, no one can succeed in that, and yet here you are kind of going like, no, I'm not going to go with that, I'm not going to go with that lie, I'm going to go and trust myself and achieve this because I want to do it, despite what you guys may have personally experienced. But I am getting a sense, maybe for some of you, there might be a little bit of doubt, maybe some fear, because with Father Sky says trust the unknown. So maybe for some of you, for that, you know, this new cycle and the Fool, this new beginning that's waiting for you, maybe some of you, you know, to trust the unknown. Maybe for some of you, to get to that new stage in your life, it's a little scarier. There needs to be a little bit more trust in the process, trust in divine timing, and also not to maybe like force situations or force solutions. Maybe let's see some ideas of how to take action. How to take action. Okay, so willing entanglement in the golden moment. So what I'm seeing right away is this so with the golden moment, I think for some of you, a lot of you are waiting for this opportunity. I think a lot of you have this idea in your head of how certain things are supposed to pan out. So you're waiting for this golden moment. You're waiting for this opportunity that in your head, you've been telling yourself, this is the only way it's going to happen. And that is simply not, you know, you're closing yourself off to all the different other possibilities waiting for you when you're so stuck in one solution. When you're so stuck in one solution or one path of how something can be achieved, you cut yourself off from all the other opportunities. And even though it may not be exactly how it happens in your head, it's still in the betterment for you in the bigger picture in your path. And that willing entanglement, you know, that willingness to like, almost like you're, without realizing it, you're in, you know, with like the wheel of fortune and breaking this pattern. I think a lot of that is the breaking of willing to put yourself like in a constant circle where it's like, whether it's anxiety or you're telling yourself the same story or it's always the same bad habit, because when the change is coming, a part of you is afraid of that on a subconscious level, that change, because it means some things need to be let go and some things need to change for the better. And you know, and I think for a lot of you, you know, for a lot of you, you are very much aware of these changes. You know exactly what you need to do. But it's a willingness to be entangled. Without even realizing it, it's almost like a self-sabotage in a way. Let's see what we have from the Divine Masculine. Innocence. You know, it's funny, we have the Innocence and the Fool card right here. I think a way of maybe, you know, I think a way to take action is to find almost like the golden moments in that like inner child, that inner innocence. I think a part of you, maybe that's what has been wounded maybe for some of you, is that curiosity, that to have the open mind and the open heart and the eyes for something new and different to come in, because we've been so conditioned to believe a certain way and to believe a certain thing, both positive and negative. You know, this willing, you know, we've been willing to entrap ourselves in this idea of how things are supposed to do. And I think a good solution for that, to kind of break out of that, is to find that curiosity and that love in everything around you. That when I see this, I just think of that inner child, that inner innocence, that being curious about everything, being present and taking everything in. And actually when doing that, you become much more open to any signs that the divine might actually be trying to send to you. So let's see anything from your Divine Feminine. Radical acceptance. Okay. So it's that, I think what it is, you know, whatever these cycles are, whatever it was that these habits or whatever, these things that we felt like were holding us back, and I feel for some of you were like always like beating yourself up over these things. And even though you've made progress and you're breaking through, you need to forgive yourself and you need to accept yourself and to move forward. In order to make room, you need to let go almost in order to make room for these new things in your life. And I think part of that is healing that inner child and to reinvigorate that inner innocence within yourself. Let's see energetically, any blockages, anything to pay specific attention to. Determination. personal power. Yeah, take your power back. Whatever it is that you've been investing all of your, whatever it is that you've been putting out your energy into, whether it's, whatever it's these negative thoughts, or maybe it's even toxic people that are around you, that maybe part of that cycle was always, being stepped upon or taken advantage of, or just being around not supportive people. And I think you need to take your personal power back for some of you. And some of you, for your determination, well, you must be determined in order to make these happen, but you need to also be determined to truly break out of these patterns and really, truly invite in this change and wash away clean, wipe the slate off clean in order to bring in this new beginning. And to do that, you need to break through all that, because I think what's happening is, even though we're making so much progress, we're still finding ourselves getting back into those loops. So I think we need to forgive ourselves. We need to be a little easier on ourselves and accept ourselves and to forgive ourselves. Not an excuse for horrible behavior per se, but just in order for you to even be able to heal and to actually transform and make the change you want to see, there has to be an understanding, like, okay, this is like my shadow self. I understand it, I accept it, I forgive it, let it heal. Or else, or else you'll always be in that constant pattern. Let's see if there's any other messages. Wisdom. To focus on the past is to lose the future. Heed advice from an older person, which will allow you to move on. Yeah, that I think just confirms everything right there, is whatever it is you need to do in order to let go of this past, let go of these, whatever, these traumas, these cycles that you're always into, and to not be afraid to ask for help. And, even if it's something very simple, it's just like, hey, I just need to be able to talk to someone, get it off my chest, and go from there. That's definitely one thing I definitely see you should do. Even if you don't feel like you have really anyone, you can always ask the divine to give you a sign that everything's going to be okay, or whatever it is that you feel like you need to see. I think that's it. All right. Yeah, guys, I think that's it for you guys. Thank you so much. I really hope this reading resonated with you and that you guys got something out of it. Don't forget to subscribe and to hit like on this video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.